Well, we're joined now by Sarah Wilson, who bravely waived her anonymity to speak out about what happened. So we're very pleased that you joined us. And we were all just like horrifically shocked at 1,400 children, really, when you think about it. Were you shocked when you heard the official report? I was shocked, but after it sank in, what about the children that didn't have social services or the police involved? So I do think that there's a lot more than just 1,400 children. Yeah, I tell you, I read your book over the weekend, and this is just like my personal reaction to it, because I grew up in Northern Ireland, never subjected to drugs, drink, nothing like that. So all of that is sort of quite alien. But reading your story, you know, a hard upbringing, bullied at school, ostracised a bit at school, glad to be recognised and befriended by somebody. But what I learned was that trying to fit in, you know, hooked you badly on drugs and drink. I mean, you were smashed most of the time out in the evening. I just find it incredible that you thought then that sex was the thing you had to give, like, as a gift back because they gave you drink and drugs. What it were is, when they were speaking about it, they made it sound normal. So obviously, as an 11-year-old child, whatever an older person tells you, you're going to think it's normal because you look up to them, you know, because they're older than you. But so, your mum didn't think it was normal. She tried really hard. She tried her hardest. At the beginning, she didn't know what was going on. I think she had an inkling I was getting drunk on park or just doing what silly little children do sometimes. But from 2003, she fought hard to get you away from me away from it. But the police and social services just wasn't interested.
That's the thing that almost appalls me as much as what you went through, is that there's something that we refer to in this country as the system that we pay for as taxpayers, where there is a system to protect children, supposedly, and it's a sort of a pincer movement between the police and social services. And yet there were so many times when your case in particular seemed to come in front of them, but they didn't do anything about it. Yeah, I think they looked at it more as, because you wanted it, you must want it, because you kept on going back. Well, these children didn't really have a choice because the families were getting threatened. Now, I think I'd have rather gone out than danger to be fetched to my family, even though I was turned against my family. They know how to work, you see. That's the point of brainwashing. So they ties you in first with the alcohol and the drugs, and then they make everything sound so normal, like sexual contact and stuff, that you'll start thinking it's normal. And obviously, because I was bullied at primary school and I wanted to belong somewhere, so I looked up to these older people and I belonged there, do you know? So obviously I was going to listen to them more than what I was going to listen to my parents. So did they sort of become almost like your family? Because you were rejecting your family, your own family at the same time. They were the only people I thought I could trust, the only people I thought I could turn to.
How does it feel for you now that it's come out, a little bit has come out into the open?
It's about time it's come out into the open, because now we can do something together to stop what's happening and save children's lives. Because it's not just the lives, it's the childhood. I never had my childhood, and I would have loved to have a childhood. And if I could go back, I would, but you never get your past back. No. So you're determined not to let them take your future? Exactly. I will not let them take my future.
So how did it feel writing the book? Did it help you by writing it all down?
It did. It helped in so many ways. You know, there was laughter. It was so many mixed emotions. But I'm so happy I did do it, because it's going to raise awareness, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that it will help some young children.
You're still living in Rotherham, though, aren't you? Sorry, Jane. You're still living in Rotherham. Yeah. You still sometimes see these guys.
I do, yeah. And how do you react to that? I just look at them with a dirty look. They don't bother me. They can't scare me no more, because, you see, I'm no longer a child. No. I'm an adult, so I have a voice of my own.
That was what was so shocking to me, reading the book. As you got older, so their interest waned. Yep. Yeah. And they were looking for younger girls.
Yeah, so they wanted the next generation of victims.
It's ongoing. Yeah. How can we, as people of the UK and mothers, how can we help these children?
We need to stand together and fight it. Like, the proper professional people are the people that's been through it. They are the survivors and the families, because they understand the signs and the extent of child sexual exploitation. So it needs the families
and the victim survivors to work with it.
You mention your mum a lot in the book and how she tried to sort of get you out of this lifestyle.
Oh God, I could never imagine what my mum went through, because obviously I was turned against her. I was so abusive and so violent. I would not want my child to do that to me, so I don't really sit there and try and imagine it, because it'll just break me. And now me and my mum are best friends. She's my rock and I love her to bits, so they can't change that no more.
It was a normal night that many of us can relate to. You'd put your daughter to bed, your husband was out, your other daughter was at a sleepover, ran a bath, and then the landing light flickered and there was a stranger in your landing.